everybody. Welcome to my third live breakdown. I'm very pleased with the way these have been going, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to evolve. For instance, I got some feedback from one of you that you liked having pictures for reference during the breakdowns. So I loaded up a ton of photos for today so that we have them for reference. I see that LFG has caught on. Deadpool 3 is trying to make LFG a thing, and they're doing it. So this trailer is successful already. Yay, Ryan Reynolds' marketing team. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Reynolds, of course, actually has an advertising agency that he has on the side, and he's quite good at it. All right, so of course, any subscribers are allowed to comment on today's stream. I'll be keeping an eye on your comments, but for the most part, I'll be cooking the trailer breakdown. And then, of course, at the end, we'll do about 5 minutes Q&A. So you'll be able to ask me what you would like about the trailer. But there's so much for us to discuss. But before we dive into the trailer, I want to talk a little business. All right, so let's talk a little business. Now, I think, as I said, and as a number of you are pointing out, well, first let me just bring up the new posters. All right, isn't that nice? So they've got two of them. They've got a Wolverine and a Deadpool. They got variant posters. And I think they're real nice. Which one do you like better? Oh, I won't tell you which one I like better. Let's do a poll. I know you guys like the polls. Poll. Which poster is better? Deadpool and then Wolverine. We have our first fight between the two of them. I won't say which one is my favorite so as not to influence the vote. Anyone, if you just hit subscribe, you can comment, for Pete's sake. But anybody can vote. So I think they're both real nice. They are both very nice. These are great posters. And they don't give too much away again, which I think is really nice. I'm really impressed how close they're playing this to the vest. But they're both very nice. So I'll just give it another moment. We don't want to take too long with this, letting everybody vote. All right, hold on. I'm going to close it in just a second. All right, I'm closing it. I'm closing the poll. I'll give you another moment to vote. All right, I'm closing the poll so we can move on. All right, it was close, but 54% of you preferred Deadpool. I got to tell you, I'm with the 45% who preferred Wolverine, or Harry, who said Wolverine, obviously. Hugh Jackman just looks so cool. Also, I don't think he looks as good in the katana blades as Deadpool looks with his mask and the blades of Wolverine's claws. So I just think, I don't really feel Wolverine in the Deadpool poster, but I feel both of them in the Wolverine poster, which is why I like it slightly better. But we'll keep the Deadpool one up first because it's his movie. All right, so that's the one we'll have for reference. All right, so yes, they're doing the No Way Home marketing. They seem to have studied it quite carefully. I wouldn't put anything else. I wouldn't put it past Ryan Reynolds, as he should. They kept, for instance, they have a couple of villains in this poster, as you can see, but for the most part, they never acknowledged that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in the movie. Andrew Garfield even vehemently denied it. And we've had a couple denials already for this movie, right? So you just don't know who's going to be in it. I mean, there are a couple of reveals in this trailer, but, I think like the big debuts and Easter eggs, still a secret for the most part. Some scoopers, the anonymous scoopers have kind of leaked some of them, which is uncool. But I think hopefully there will be a lot of surprises in the theater. And also, they've shown almost only scenes in the void in the trailers so far. I mean, we did have a quick shot of Madripoor in the Super Bowl trailer, so we know they go to some multiverses. But, it seems like the movie's entirely in the void. And I don't know how I would feel about that, to be honest with you. The void being, of course, where you go when you get pruned in Loki. But here's another interesting question. No Way Home, a super nostalgia movie, made almost $2 billion without China. Coming out of the pandemic. But I do have, now that I've seen this trailer, I have some question as to whether or not this new Deadpool movie will make $1 billion. The Spider-Man movie, No Way Home, was of course PG-13. But there's so much swearing and innuendo and talk about white powder Logan was just about, just had violence, and, the Deadpool movies, they had like some stuff, but they didn't go as far as this seems to be going. But here's the thing. I hope it makes $1 billion. I really do. But I got the box office numbers for you here. Hold on. Let me take away the No Way Home poster. Here's the box office for Deadpool, and here's the box office for Logan. Neither one of them made it to $1 billion. The Deadpool movies, fascinatingly enough, both grossed almost the exact same amount of money. Platinum Diva Joker made $1 billion, but Joker did not have anything in it, that was, I don't know, we'll see. The reason I bring it up is that someone in the comments on my trailer reaction said that they would not be able to bring their son to this movie. Maybe it's just that one person. Who knows? But I know a lot of you are talking about violence, but I'm trying to talk to you about American audiences, where these movies make the bulk of their money. American audiences have no problem with violence, but they do have an issue with other elements. So it's still going to make close to $1 billion, but it makes me a little bit nervous whether or not it can get to $1 billion. I sure hope so. Families really drive a lot of this revenue. Although I don't know how many families saw Joker, so maybe it could. I really hope so. I think it looks phenomenal. It looks like a movie I could watch on repeat. It looks so good. The question is, will they have any more trailers? I think they'll have one more trailer, to be honest with you. I would guess one more trailer. Let me move this so you can see the thing there. I would guess one more trailer when they have tickets go on sale. We're coming up on May, so maybe in June they have one more. They don't have to have a trailer. The last couple of Marvel movies have really only had like 2 trailers. And DC trailers really only, for tickets, they could just do an interview. They don't necessarily have to. Oh, see, I see a number of you are saying you won't be bringing your kids. So, we'll see how that affects the box office. But, I'm sure the movie will make what the other Deadpools did, and so it'll certainly do very well and be very popular. And I think, maybe one thing that you can't put a price on is restoring people's faith in the brand. That could be a big thing that really helps. Makes this movie worth the time and the investment for Marvel, because, the MCU is a little on the ropes. So if this just makes people feel better about the brand, well, then I think, that alone would make it worth it. So maybe one last trailer, maybe drop 1 or 2 more cameos. They did let us know that the No Way Home villains were going to be in the movie. Remember how great it was when we saw, Alfred Molina back? And then remember, Alfred Molina spoiled his own return. He was like, oh yeah, I'm in the new Spider-Man movie. And they were like, what are you doing, Alfred? So that was hilarious. But I think that, maybe I'd spoil one major cameo just to really get people home, to, get the tickets sold. So, all right, so we're going to break down the trailer, all right? I got lots and lots and lots of photos here uploaded so we can have the references. And then again, as I said, at the very end, I will do an Ask Me Anything. Thanks, 80s Model, for gifting a membership. All right. Let's see. Celine got it. That's awesome. All right. I love learning, getting to know you guys through our interactions, particularly in the lives, and also the comments on videos. I really check comments on videos at least for the first 24 to 48 hours. So I get to know you guys pretty well, and you guys are awesome. All right. So we start out in where else? A bar. Now, I'll just say it now. This is a reference to X-Men First Class, okay, when they tried to recruit Wolverine back then. And he told him to he said, go F yourself. It was the one F word in the movie. You can have, I think, 2 or 3 F words in your movie and still qualify as PG-13. So it's not the exact same bar. It's not the exact same one. I checked. But it's still a very nice reference point. And of course, that's where you always see Wolverine. When they did the teaser for the Wolverine video game that's coming out someday, where was he? He was in a bar. He was sitting at the bar. All right, so here we go. So, nice placement. You know how much money Heineken probably paid for that? A lot. None of that stuff is free. If you see any kind of product placement, it's not a mistake. Someone paid for that. All right, so this Wolverine's not popular. He's like, just give me one more drink, man. I'm drinking my sorrows away. Now, I loved this exchange. I love when he says, hey, Peanut. And I love when he says, in response, look, lady, I'm not interested. Oh, these are old jokes, but they're so funny. And, I think the fact that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are such good friends in real life really, really helps sell the camaraderie. So I just thought that was hilarious, okay? So I just think it's hilarious. And then he's like, you're coming with me. And so Deadpool's got to be pretty strong, because remember how heavy the adamantium on Wolverine makes him. His whole skeleton is covered in adamantium. So he's a really heavy dude. So he's trying to pull him away. And this, I got to tell you, this is also an old joke. Wolverine can't get it up, right? But that's, it's a funny joke, I have to say. I think it's a funny joke. So his claws, he can't get his claws up. And he's like, oh, it's common and Wolverine's over 40. And now look, everybody loved this. But in fact, I was looking to see if this was from the comics. This quote on his gun, smile, wait for the flash. Because of course, when you fire, there's a flash. And that's very clever. But this was in fact a quote in the credit sequence for Deadpool 2. I did not remember this joke at all. So when I saw it here in the trailer, I was like, oh, hilarious. But I think that's interesting that I still had that callback. And they made it a little bit easier to read. But it's a great joke. It's very, very clever. All right, so he's going on. And now this is great. He's like, you're coming with me. Now this is my favorite thing. Look, he just leans in and smiles. Oh, let me see if I can catch it. All right, hold on. Here he comes. Oh my God, I loved it so much. And this is where Hugh Jackman's gravitas and acting skills come in. It was just phenomenal. He's like, you're not gonna, don't threaten me. I welcome it. And the lean in and the way he smiled and looked Deadpool dead in the eyes. It was just incredible. That's what's so great. Like, and you can kind of do that. As Mish said, it's like, please do it. Put me out of my misery. That's just like so fantastic. And because it's R-rated, they can go there. Not with just with the comedy, but with the drama and the emotional aspects. And so I'm very, very excited about that. But and Hugh Jackman, to his credit, wow. I think I passed him on the street the other day, by the way. I was walking on Madison Avenue, and he's using his COVID mask to hide his identity, so nobody knew it was him. I gotta tell you, COVID masks are one of the best things to ever happen to celebrities, because they can just put that on, and you're not quite sure who they are. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Hugh Jackman. And it was very hard for me not to say anything. Because I did see him in Music Man, as I saw somebody point out. I saw him live in Music Man, and he was phenomenal. I was like in the front row. He was dancing his heart out. What a guy. I love Hugh Jackman. All right, so look, they have the logos for Marvel Studios. All right, so I want to show you that. Hold on. All right. So they gave away the fact that they have the 20th Century logo, the 20th Century Fox logo in the void, because it's been pruned by Disney when they purchased it. Now, I think they put it in the trailer because it leaked, because they had pictures on set. And it makes you feel like, because here's the thing, they actually built that logo to have it be a practical thing. Maybe they climb it, maybe that's why they had to build it. But I think because it leaked, I think the lesson is that they didn't need to build it. Yeah, it is. The void is from Loki. That's exactly where they are. They're in the void from Loki. But I wish it hadn't leaked, because it's such a phenomenal joke. It would have gotten such a laugh in the theater. And I feel like, they shouldn't have built it. They should have just built the risers where they needed to stand and then been able to put it in digitally, and then it never would have leaked. With No Way Home, a lot of the stuff from the finished product leaked as well. But I think hopefully a lesson was learned there. All right, so they're having a standoff. Look at the yellow suit. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's right out of the comics. It's got the cap sleeves and everything. He looks so good in it. I've seen some people say, is he going to wear the mask? They're going to have Wolverine variants in the movie, so I'm sure one of them will maybe wear the mask. Maybe he wears, I think he's not going to wear it a lot. We don't want both of them to be in masks, and I don't think he needs it. We're coming to see Hugh Jackman. All right, he looks so good. It looks so good. All right, so here, Deadpool is talking about his family, his loved ones. Isn't that great? And I wrote down in my notes here, very much the LGBT community talks about the family that you make, because sometimes the family that you had is not accepting. And so to have, Deadpool, who is an LGBT character, because he's bi, have that element to him, I think is really, really nice. And I think it's reflected, chosen family, as Pumpkin pointed out. So I think that's a really nice thing to have here. And so he's fighting for his family, the family that he made. And I think that's just really nice. All right, so hold on. I'm just clearing my notes so I can have a better sight line when I'm looking at them. All right. He's like, I need to save my family, man. And he's like, this Wolverine swears a lot. He says the F word a lot, to the point that he's like desensitizing it. All right, so he's like, is that what you said when it was your world? All right, so this is a Wolverine variant. And a lot of people are happy about that because it means that they did not retcon Logan. So the Logan movie still happened. That Wolverine died. Just the way you saw it. But this is a different universe where this Wolverine, well, to quote the movie, he effed up bad. Okay? So he effed up bad. I'm curious to see how his world died, by the way. They can have a lot of fun with that because they can do anything they want. It just happened in one universe. So I'm excited to see maybe they do something really cool there. That could be an amazing short sequence. That's why this Wolverine has a little bit of a buzz cut, I guess. These little wisps of hair, as you guys pointed out. All right, so let's see here. All right. So he's real sad. He's in his white T-shirt. I'm like, why don't you wear this? This Wolverine doesn't wear a tank top for some reason. Look at that shot. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so clear. It's so crisp. I can see Hugh Jackman so well. He looks great. He's big, but not too big. He's just right. Because I believe that Hugh Jackman really just eats a lot of chicken and works out. He's not getting himself like too much of a boost. So he's like, what'd you just say to me? So boy, 1 second. All right, hold on. I got to get him real fast. What the heck happened to Matthew McFadyen? I'm curious. Did Deadpool do that to him? Was it Wolverine? I like his outfit. He looks very sharp. But boy, he's had a rough day at work. And he says this Wolverine let down his entire universe. So again, as I said, I'm very curious to see what happens. Yeah, 80s model. I don't know why the TVA looks totally different. It's weird. Like, Loki is an extremely successful show. So I mean, there's a theory that there are different TVAs in each universe, but they're supposed to be at the Nexus in all universes. So we'll see. But it is bizarre because everybody likes Loki so much. That is the TVA. All right, so boy, he's very despondent. This Wolverine is depressed, as you can see throughout even this trailer. So I guess Deadpool's like, I can work with that. So they have some great sequences with the fighting. Oh, right in the bits. Oh, I don't even know if I should freeze on that. But so that, by the way, I gotta tell you, Americans are perfectly fine with that. All right, they both have a healing factor. That to me is fantastic. I'm like, oh man, what a fight this is gonna be, because they both have a healing factor, so they can really go to town on one another. I mean, like, oh, look at that. It's gonna be such a good fight. And they've really only shown like this extended fight. So that means there's so much left for us to see. But that looks so great. That looks just, I'm just really impressed. It's gonna be just so good. All right, so hold on. I like this, by the way. You can kind of see it. Oh, there it is. Let me get my arrow. Where'd it go? Hold on. All right. Look at that little wart and hair on the top of his head. It's both gross and adorable. I think that's so cute. But I don't know. I just like that stuff. I think they do a good job with the makeup. So he's like, are you going to tell me why you're depressed? Or are we just going to wait for a third act flashback? And I love that. That kind of meta humor I think is very funny. All right, so yet again, what does he say? He's got to get some new swear words. He says, he's like, why don't you go F yourself? And you're like, dude, there's lots of swear words, man. You just can't keep saying the F word. As I said, you're taking all the meaning out of it, man. So, hold on. This July, I will be there. All right, so lots of Easter eggs here. So these are all references to Rob Liefeld, who I'm sure probably has a cameo in this movie. There he is, Rob Liefeld. He's quite active on the Twitters, in fact. And Rob Liefeld is the co-creator of not just Deadpool, but also Cable. This like whole street is Rob Liefeld Lane. All right. So that first reference is Copperheads of the store there. Copperheads was a comic that he made himself. All right. But then everybody made a much bigger deal. We'll talk about their looks in a minute, but they look pretty amazing. The guy from Image Comics. All right. Now see, everybody's making a big deal. Hold on. They're all bummed about Liefeld's. There it is. Let me go back to my arrow. Hold on. Let me find it. All right. So see there? It says Liefeld's Just Feet. Because there's a long-running joke that Rob Liefeld doesn't draw feet. All right? Now, I've seen a couple of people say, yes, he does. But look at this comic book cover. He intentionally put like some kind of debris in the front of it so that you can't see their feet. So, I mean, it's pretty hilarious. So the idea is that that's a store where it's nothing but feet. So it's a comic book joke, and I really respect that they did that because it just really shows a lot of love for the reference, for the resource, the source material and that world too, like really being in the world. Thank you, Juan, for gifting a membership. All right, so those are the jokes there. Now hold on, let's talk about how great they look. Oh man, and as many people pointed out, let me get rid of the arrow. As many people pointed out, Wolverine is rocking no sleeves. All right? And that, of course, is a look that he often has in the comics, no sleeves. And I gotta say, Hugh Jackman, that's all him. That ain't no puffy suit. That's no muscles built into the suit. He's jacked in real life. But again, a reasonable jacked. Again, he just went to the gym. And as I said, ate a lot of chicken, a lot of lean meats. By the way, Deadpool has leveled up his guns. You can see he's sporting gold-plated guns in this shot, which also looks fantastic. Oh, I love it. They look so good. And yes, the song, the Madonna, Like a Prayer, is fantastic. What a great choice. And it also points out that Ryan Reynolds makes a lot of jokes and references for his age group. And so I'm really happy that they always, for the most part, still play very well with the wider audience. But I think Ryan Reynolds is very much like a modern Robin Williams. And that both of them are just like an encyclopedia of jokes. And they're both very knowledgeable about, pop culture. And just, you have to be smart and know a lot about what's in the world to be able to pull these references out of thin air. So it's really cool. And I'm surprised more comedians aren't able to do that. But yeah, they look phenomenal. And those sleeves looks really, really hot. And so he makes a somewhat inappropriate comment here. Let's just say Deadpool is very much enjoying the trailer as well. That's all we can say. Now, this was great. This was so amazing. Even I myself was like, I'm pretty happy too, Deadpool. When his claws came out in slow motion to perfectly coincide with the song, like just the anticipation, you were like, oh my God, this is so incredible. I mean, it was just real. Everything came together perfectly. You were like, oh, I'm so happy right now. Just so happy. All right, hold on. I'm clearing my notes because we got some big stuff coming up. I want to make sure I have it referenced ready to go. All right. Where'd it go? Sorry, I clicked off the trailer for a second. I got to go get it. There it is. Okay. All right. Oh, so good. Now, this was so perfectly also edited to the music. Now, oh, look at this. Our first look at Miss Cassandra Nova. And I love, by the way, that these stairs, hold on, you'll see that the stairs go from a slide to stairs. Someone's going to slide down that at some point in the movie for sure. And by the way, as you can see, she's in not just the Ant-Man, Giant Man suit, but his corpse. That's his actual skull. And you can see his teeth. Let me go get my arrow. You can see his teeth right above her. That's messed up, man. You can only do that in an R-rated movie. Not just his skull, his whole skeleton. And we'll talk about that. That's actually a comic book reference. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Mika, that's funny. That is this a ramp? Is this layer wheelchair accessible for Charles? Potentially? That's interesting. That's, another thing I want to bring up. Well, let me show you Cassandra Nova from the comics. Hold on. So there's Cassandra Nova, and you can see this is an extremely comics accurate costume. She even has the high boots. She's dressed like a British explorer, which is very cool. Now, in the comics, she is Charles Xavier's sister, but I do wonder if potentially she's just a variant of Charles Xavier here, a female variant. That would be very interesting as well. I wouldn't really mind if she was a variant instead, to be honest with you. Cassandra Nova, in my opinion, has never really worked in the comics, so I would like it if maybe they did a little bit of a better job with her here. But she just looks incredible. Now, this is Emma Corrin, who played, they use they-them pronouns. Emma Corrin, of course, played young Princess Diana on The Crown. And she's been doing a couple of other things. Yes, that's right, Juan. That is Charles's twin, as we just discussed in the comics. The idea is that Charles supposedly ate her or destroyed her in the womb. Because Grant Morrison created this character, so obviously she's messed up. But then somehow she managed to psychically live or something. All right? So we'll see, but extremely comics accurate, which I really appreciate. And also, as you'll see in another shot, she looks ridiculously like James McAvoy. She looks so much like James McAvoy. It's ridiculous. All right? So great layer. She already has the coolest layer. But I love this sequence. Look at this fight. Oh, this is an incredible fight. I love that. That's one of my favorite shots. I thought about using this for one of the poster frames for my videos, but I just thought that was so cool. I just absolutely adore that. And I think, they're really going at it. Great fight choreography, professionals. Oh, that's right, Ben. It is an X. I mean, it just looks fantastic. I mean, it's just really great. All right, so, by the way, let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Right there. Is that Ben Kingsley? Maybe not, but it looks like Ben Kingsley, like a Ben Kingsley variant to me. I wonder if it's Trevor Slattery. This is, he would be really into costumes and stuff. But I don't know. It kind of looks like Ben Kingsley. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But I am curious to see who this character is, who helps Deadpool get dressed. So I think that's great. Then also, I love this shot. Hold on. That shot. Oh, it looks just like Rob Liefeld artwork with the pointy fingers. I mean, it's just really cool. It's also just doing like a really great move, like just like to the music almost, like, yeah. It's very Deadpool, but it does look very much like the comics to me, which is something I like very much. All right, so hold on. So there's nothing like, I thought this was great. I love that he goes out the top of the car. I thought that was so funny. That made me laugh in my trailer reaction. I thought that was a great sight gag. And she's saying here, she's having a proper cup of tea, thank you very much. And then she says, boys are so silly. I don't really know if that's a Cassandra Nova line, to be honest with you, but it's fine. All right. So coming together. Now look, there's Alioth, the cloud, the giant purple cloud from Loki, who is in the void. But, hold on. That's also the giant man fortress on the bottom there. That's the body. That's the body that the Alioth is going past. All right, so you can see a wide shot there. It's the whole body. Now, this was actually in the Old Man Logan comic. It was not used as someone's lair, but there was a giant man corpse in a different universe where Old Man Logan comes from. So it's a reference, but they've plussed it by making it the Cassandra Nova lair. So that's pretty great. All right, so let's keep going. All right, now everybody got excited about this. All right, so here you do see a couple of cameos. All right, so let me get my arrow back. All right, so right there is Azazel. Hold on, there from X-Men First. Oh, I covered him up by accident. There's Azazel from X-Men First Class. Now, this used to be Nightcrawler's real father. You can see his CGI tail there and everything, which looks pretty great. So that's Azazel. That was supposed to be Nightcrawler's father, but it was recently retconned, and that was just a cover. And in fact, Mystique is, because of her shape-shifting abilities, she can shape-shift anything, and she is, in fact, Nightcrawler's father. But you know what this means? An amazing fight sequence with teleportation involved. So that's very cool. And then right next to him, hold on, you guys are getting ahead of me. I can see you're clearly more excited about Lady Deathstrike. But there she is! Lady Deathstrike from X2. Oh, yeah. Oh, there she is. Now, this was obviously a great fight sequence. And that, of course, was played by Kelly Hu, who still looks phenomenal. Kelly Hu is in MK1, the new MK1, and she was doing press for MK1 at all the comic book conventions and stuff this year. She looks amazing. So I'm so happy. I'm sure it's still her, and I'm sure she can do all of her own stunts still, and she's going to look amazing. Now, yes, I didn't load photos for them, but there is also less obviously, hold on. Everybody thinks that's Toad over there, and I think that's a good chance that they're right, that that's Toad. And then somewhere in this mess is Pyro, who of course was already in the other trailer in a close-up. So remember, because Cassandra Nova is in the void, right? Cassandra Nova is in the void. She can obviously assemble any group that she wants of variants to work for her, to fight for her. These are B-level cameos, J.A., but these are only the ones they're giving away here. You know, I think there's definitely going to be more cameos. They just haven't given them away. So clearly her henchmen are, you know, characters from the movies, which is super awesome. Now, as you can see, that is Giant Man's corpse, complete with costume. That is very, I mean, I don't think you can do that if there wasn't, you know, Aaron, I don't think Ant-Man is necessarily dead in the whole MCU. Ant-Man is dead in some universe. Some version of Giant Man got pruned or sent to the void where he died. And that's what's going on here. But I think it would be hilarious. Paul Rudd, imagine if Paul Rudd got in on this, because he's so funny. Wouldn't it be great if Paul Rudd at some point were to show up, right? You know, and they told him, they're like, dude, guess what we saw in the void? And he'll be like, oh, that's awful. All right, so hold on. All right, so you can see the mask lift up as the door and reveals the skull underneath. Oh, there's more too as we go along in the trailer, you're going to see. But that's incredible. So, all right. Now, who's in this car? So it's like a Mad Max. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. So this is like obviously clearly a Mad Max reference. Now, here's the question. Is this Cassandra Nova's group of people? Or is this someone who's fighting Cassandra Nova? Are these like void freedom fighters? And then maybe this is like James Marsden and potential other cameos from the good guys, right? So, because they don't show who any of these people are. So I'm curious to see what's going on here. But this could be really interesting. A lot of this movie seems to take place in the void. All right, now he's gargling whiskey because this Wolverine doesn't give an F, right? I love this. I love this shot. I did make it my poster frame. And look at the expression on Hugh Jackman's face. Again, they're just so funny. It's just so funny, right? So, is that the Red Skull's car, Colton? Somebody obviously drew flames on it, but that would be interesting if it was the Red Skull's car. So, look at that. That's door exploding behind them, and Wolverine's just like, that dog's disgusting. But we all love the dog. It's Dogpool. Very cute. But I gotta tell you, to be able to pull focus from that dog licking Deadpool's face just shows how good Hugh Jackman is. So, I just love that shot. I just think it's phenomenal. So, there again, this is whatever's going on with this group of people, right? Like, I'm very curious to see who this group is. And so they're having this huge fight in the car. You've only seen like probably one extended fight here, but it's brutal. Now look at this. Hold on. Oh, darn it. I got distracted by the trailer itself. I got to pause it at just the right. So that's Giant Man's hand back there. Let me get the arrow. That's his fingers. Isn't that interesting? So, like, they're going to do a lot with this suit. So I thought that was crazy. I think that was very, very interesting. That's right, Heather. So much room for activities in this lair. I love that. That's my favorite line from Step Brothers. Whose finger? It's Giant Man's finger, David. This is Giant Man's giant suit. It's part of the lair. So I just think that's fantastic. So that he's like, oh, we're going to go have one of those great fights. You know, he's giving his pep talk. But look at this. So Wolverine tries to go after Cassandra Nova, and she uses her telepathy to control his movements. And look at that. And I got to tell you, Emma Corrin really does a great job selling this. You know, Mish, I don't think it's telekinesis. I think it's telepathy. You know, because you can control someone via telepathy. She makes it look like telekinesis, but I believe it's telepathy. She does have the same power as Charles, Rob. So I think it's telepathy, but let's see. But look at this. I love that. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a good look at her face, because she looks so much like James McAvoy. Yeah. Oh my God, she looks so much like James McAvoy. James McAvoy, I hope he shows up. I hope he shows up and stands next to Emma Corrin, because it would just be phenomenal. It would make me so happy. But yeah, she looks a lot like, Emma Corrin, they look a lot like James McAvoy. So it's just fantastic. Yeah, that's right, Disney fan, a little bit like Split. It does look like telekinesis. Maybe it is, but, you know, it's in the comics, it would be telepathy. But I'm really impressed. I saw some people saying that Cassandra Nova was not a cool villain, but I'm like, I don't think so. And I think Emma Corrin's really, really selling it. I just think I think they look amazing. All right. So good. Now look at that. Oh, I love that. So they're having another good fight. And so Deadpool's like, and you can see there's Wolverine in the back from that shot where he was just gargling the whiskey. So I think this is the lair. I suspect that those are good guys who are in the Mad Max getup, and that this is their lair. And so I think Deadpool's like, let's go take on Cassandra Nova. So let's see. Oh, I love it. I love it. So Deadpool throughout the whole trailer has been trying to make LFG happen. And so the point is that in the trailer, Hugh Jackman finally joins in and he says it too. So Wolverine's like, LFG, let's do it. All right, so look, so some people pointed out they're jumping out of Ant-Man or Giant Man's eye socket. Grim stuff, my friend. All right, so here they go into a Doctor Strange portal. I would love it if Benedict Cumberbatch showed up. Benedict Cumberbatch will be in anything. He loves it. That's right, Mish. Who's doing this portal? I feel it's got to be Benedict Cumberbatch. I would like to see Doctor Strange, please. So they're jumping in. They both look so good. They're really selling this jump. I mean, like, I love it. I mean, they're just perfectly positioned with their legs. I mean, it looks like something out of a comic. But here's my question. Where are they going? Are they going to the 616 for Secret Wars? That would make me so happy. Oh, I just absolutely love it. I'm just like, where are you guys going? I bet you that they blocked out where they're going, so you can't see it. But maybe in the actual movie, you see where they're going. Sneaky, I would love to see Wong and Madison in this movie. That would be phenomenal. All right. So there they go. Oh, I hope they're jumping into Secret Wars, man. And then here they have a little bit of a joke about, whether or not they can use white powder. And they're talking about all the lingo, and they say Feige's hip to it all. Oh, VTTV, the 616 is the main Marvel universe. I'm not sure what number they're using for, I think that in Multiverse of Madness, they had a different number for the MCU, but I always call stuff 616 because in the comics, that's the main universe. But yeah, I guess I feel like they're jumping into the MCU, which would be my hope for Secret Wars. So finally they settle on, would you like to build a snowman? Which I have to say is a pretty good joke. And he's like, yes, he would, but he cannot. And then there they do. They're making LFG happen, and they do, because you guys are using it. And so that's fantastic. All right, so we'll pause. Well, let's get a good pause while we do the Q&A. So that's the trailer breakdown. Let me see if I can get a good, let's get them standing there. That's a good one. All right, here we go. Yeah, all right, let's pause it. Oh, yeah, they look amazing. All right, thank you for joining me for this breakdown. 40 minutes we did. There's so much in this trailer. All right, but now it's time for the Q&A. So it's 11:40. So for about 5 minutes, you can ask me any questions you'd like about this trailer, and then we're gonna be good. Let's see here. Thunderstrike says, Grace, how much blood and disembodiment do you think will be in this movie? Oh, a heck of a lot, because you've seen. I was surprised by how much there was in the trailer alone. Deandra says, talk about the timing of this trailer and its Mad Max imagery with Furiosa. That's right. It's not the same studio, Deandra, so people might be like, well, Furiosa comes out first. But I don't know how well Furiosa is going to do, to be honest with you. I have some concern about that. Kyle says, what are your dream cameos for this film? Easy. The original X-Men. I really want to see him done right. Haunted Autumn says, odds that we get at least a joke about Ralph Boner. I don't know. It might be too easy for Ryan Reynolds. And I don't know. Kevin Feige might be like, please don't make fun of my creative decisions. Thanks for gifting a membership, Paul. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. What else have we got here? Mish says, wonder if there are large vials of the red stuff that Ant-Man uses to shrink down like Pym particles so they could access the quantum realm. I gotta tell you, Mish, after Quantum Mania, I don't know if anybody's ever going back to the quantum realm again because it did not work out well. Jacob says, if you had to pick the one cameo they would reveal, who would you pick? Well, before his unfortunate comments, I would have gone with James Marsden as Cyclops because Cyclops is having a renaissance with X-Men 97. Everybody wants to see that character done right. And so I would say, if I can have one shot of Cyclops, maybe in the traditional costume, everyone will just lose their frickin' minds. That's what I would have gone with. But now I would be very concerned that maybe, there would be some pushback on social media. So I'm not sure what they would do. Babar says that Sean Levy said this is not Deadpool 3. Well, it's technically Deadpool 3, but I think what he means is that it's very much both of their films. That's what I think he's trying to say about that. Let's see here. Hamstar says, what is your ideal Act 3 battle for this? A bunch of variants. A whole bunch of variants fighting. That's what I want to see. But I guess they have to save a lot of that for Secret Wars. So it's tough. I mean, that's the thing. They don't want to overdo it and then make there be no reason for Secret Wars. Jad says, have you had the entire movie spoiled for you? No, I know the basic setup and I know like what the goal is for the movie, but I've had, unfortunately, it's like I've seen some of the scoops that have gone around on social media and I wish I hadn't, but I still feel like I've been surprised watching these trailers. And so I really want to have the same experience that I had for Avengers Endgame as I did watching, when I want to have that same experience watching this movie. I'm in a tough spot because I'm supposed to know everything that's going on. So I have to try and know just enough that I am ahead of the curve, but not so much that it ruins the experience for me. Let's see here. Jacob says, hi Grace, are you so effing excited for this movie? Do you think Famke Janssen and Halle Berry will be in the movie? I would have thought so, but Famke Janssen very vehemently denied that she was in it. And I haven't tried to find out whether or not she's telling the truth or not because I don't want to know. I want to be pleasantly surprised. That's right, Chris. Leslie Uggams is not only here as Blind Al, but she's, of course, a very important pivotal role in Fallout. That's fantastic. Good for her. Let's see here. Jennifer Garner has also kind of maybe hinted that she's in the movie. That's true. Tiff says, how much of Logan will be referenced in this? I don't think too much. I think they're going to leave Logan alone. Logan was a very different type of movie. It was very serious. It was a beautiful film. I remember bawling my eyes out at the end of it. I wouldn't want to touch it too much. Let's see here. Oh, look at Gigi. Thank you for gifting those memberships. You're always so kind, Gigi. Oliver says, will my queen Jennifer Lawrence be in it? I hope not. She was an awful Mystique. I would like Rebecca Romaine to be in it, but I haven't heard anything about that. Val! Oh, it's always so nice to see you, Val. Thank you for gifting a membership. All right, let's see here. I see some other questions I missed. David Kyle says, we worry about Taylor's overexposure, but her new album shattered records this weekend. Also, I hope Mystique is a secret. You hope that you hope she's somehow disguised in here? That would be cool. I would love to see Rebecca Romaine return. It would make me so happy. Like, I guess that's the cameo I wish for it. Charlie, I'm so glad you enjoyed the breakdown. Taylor Swift, yes, she's still killing it, to her credit. But she's in her own space. I think she should stay in her own space. I think that a Deadpool cameo, I'd rather see Blake Lively than Taylor Swift, to be honest with you. Dallin says, I wouldn't like it to be friends with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and you get to be in their movies. I don't know if I really like that look for the franchise. Dallin says, I got to meet Hugh Jackman at the Lincoln AMC IMAX where he met every single fan coming into the theater for Logan. Did he do that really? What a prince. He's a gem and I'm so happy to see him looking amazing in this trailer. He's an amazing dude. I got to meet him when I did the press junket for X-Men Days of Future Past, and he bombed, he crashed my interview, and the clip went viral. It was a really fun interaction, and then I saw him again on the red carpet, and he remembered me. He's just a sweetheart. Let's see here. I'm glad you made the live stream, Jonathan. Oh, I'm a little over. I'll do 3 more minutes, and then I'll stop. Let's see here. Josh says, like a prayer. Is Madonna Dazzler? That didn't even occur to me, Josh, but I would much prefer it if Madonna were Dazzler. It would just be funnier. And I just think, and again, it would just be like, it would be more about the movie than like who their people are friends in real life. But I would agree, J.A., that that Taylor Swift probably is Dazzler. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. Swifties don't need to come after me. I love Taylor. Okay, let's see. Hey, Avocado in Singapore. All right, I think we're good. Thank you so much for joining me for this breakdown. I had a wonderful time with you guys, and I'm excited to continue covering this movie. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the live trailer breakdowns. I'm really happy with the way they're turning out, and they allow me to get them up much faster. All right, everybody, bye. And thank you for the feedback and helping to make them better. I really appreciate it. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye-bye.